Hey everybody. Uh, I had some problems with YouTube Live recently. That's not why I haven't been posting, but I mean, I did have some intermittent problems there and haven't posted in a while. So I need to try to be more consistent with this again. I went to a men's group tonight and here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, where I'm from, and it went really well. I felt like I only talked to a couple people, but um, I felt like I was able to help other people. I was vulnerable. Was honest with these complete strangers who I'd never met before. There was another guy that I had met before. He was the one running the group, and so I had been to a men's group like a couple of years ago, and he's just kind of kept it going since then. Back then, it was only like 2 or 3 people, and now there was a good like 10 to 20 people there. Anyways, not to float my own ego, but I'm just realizing as I'm talking to people, because I don't really get out much, I'm kind of a hermit, that I am just so much more spiritually advanced than a lot of these people, and they don't understand how this reality works. And a lot of normies aren't, so I can't necessarily like talk about spiritual stuff all the time. But yeah, I talked to this guy tonight. He seemed open-minded about what I was saying. I wasn't even trying to give him advice. I was just giving him my thoughts. He was telling me what was going on in his life, and I was like, okay, well, here's what I think was happening. He had a few perspective things that were kind of victim mentality ish, and so I corrected him, kind of, again, in a nice way. I'm not here to tell people who they are or how they should think. I'm just like, well, that's an interesting perspective. Like, what if you thought about it this way, and kind of flip the perspective on them? It's easier to do when you're third party, when you're not involved. I've had this done to me in readings that I've had with other people, where I've said something and they're like, oh, what if you talked about it like this? Or what if you said it this way? And I'm like, okay, all right. So I don't want to say like I'm definitely not perfect, and I don't try to be, but yeah, it was kind of inspiring, so it made me want to get back on YouTube and be like, look, I have stuff to say. And for those that will listen, I have meaningful stuff to say. So I feel like I'm not I got back into music again, so that's been taking up a lot of my time, and I've been using that as an excuse. And maybe I'm debating. I do want to share my music. I'm just debating if I should use this channel or another channel. It's electronic dance music, so EDM. But I mean, the kind of music I make is very melodic. Like it could very well be a pop song that you hear on the radio one day. If people like it enough. I talk so highly about myself, like, yeah, when it's on the radio. Anyways, yeah, so maybe one day I'll share my music on here, or I'll do a separate channel, and the other channel I can talk about music. But that's been taking up a lot of my time, so I'll say, oh, I got time to do a video, or I can mess around with some music. And so I've been choosing to mess around with music, and I think it's okay. I haven't been working on any music in really in like 10 years, give or take. It looks like I tried to do some stuff maybe in 2019, so I don't know. At some point I took a course, but anyways, yeah, it's been 5 to 10 years since I worked on it like this. So it's good to come back to it. I got a whole lot of unfinished tracks, a lot of great material that I can work with. And I feel like I'm more focused and then I can get stuff done. And I can also kind of mix my own tracks and just really, it's not like before I was like all over the place. I'd work on music here or there, and sometimes it'd sound worse than before I started. And other times I'd get distracted. And, I got to do this email thing, or what, I was just all over the place, and I didn't get as much done. Now I'm just laser focused. I can, for the most part, I can also see myself distracting myself. Oh, I need to do this thing. I need to do that thing. And so then I'll put music last. And sometimes I get a bit. I think there's a bit of procrastination on it. Definitely with the with the music, and just whether I'm in the creative flow or not. In fact, I was meditating today, and what came to me was that I think in the future I'll be in more of a flow. And I'm talking about, like, I'm just gonna bam, finish a track, bam, finish a track, bam, finish a track, like just be banging out things one after the other. Whereas I'm not right now, but I'm not in the flow either. I'm kind of like stop, go, stop, go. Okay, I got so many things to focus on. Oh, I got the kids. Oh, the wife needs this. Oh, the dog. I got to take the dog. I got to feed the dog. I got to whatever. It just seems like there's always something, and I'm definitely not in a flow. I'm also not in a high vibratory state. I think one of the things I've been working on is my self-esteem. And so really just trying to have more self-esteem. And sometimes I doubt my music, like, is anybody even going to like this? I'm like wasting my time. Nobody's going to listen to it. I don't know if I tell myself that or not, but I've definitely had those kind of feelings. So I think I'm clearing some of that stuff out. And so that's not easy. I'm also going through my own things, like the last few days, or maybe even week, definitely the last 3-4 days. I think I've felt like I've been on the verge of getting sick, and I didn't get sick. I haven't been sick, but there's definitely some energetic things moving around in my body, and it's, I need to take it easy. I need to do less. So I've been trying to work meditation in. Before I would have done yoga. I did yoga every day for a long time. For like the last 9 months or so, I was almost every day. And but these days, I can't. I don't have the energy to do that. And yeah, when I got back into music, I stopped doing it. So it's really been a couple months since I've done it consistently. And the last time I did it, I did all the practices, and my whole body was sore. Like every inch of my body was sore, and I was just like, oh. So and that lasts for a few days, at least 2-3 days, where you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing any yoga for a little bit. And on top of the sweat baths and all kinds of things that I do, and these are the things that set me apart, because I've done so many other things than other people. Like I talk about sweat baths and stuff, and nobody's doing those. Not nobody, but I mean mostly nobody. Like it's a Penny Kelly thing. She came up with it. There's probably less than 500 people or something in the world doing sweat baths. A lot of people do saunas and whatever other things. Those are popular as well. But the sweat baths are different. I can feel my throat chakra vibrating when I do it. And I used to feel my root chakra, but I think because I've done so much yoga and pranayama, that when I would do those, when I would do the pranayama, it's actually called Shakti Chalana Kriya from Sadhguru. All my chakras would vibrate, I think, at a certain point. And I can tell that I'm spinning them. And because they're moving, they're starting to push things out. And that's what that vibration is. it's like the density is moving away from the center point of that chakra that's starting to spin. And yeah. So a couple years ago when I did the sweat pass, I could feel it in my root chakra. And I've done other exercises. Like I visited my cousin like a couple years ago, and they wanted to do, I think this was like an ego competition. She wanted her husband and I to see who could do the most push-ups and sit-ups. I'm not very good at push-ups. My arms are kind of skinny. I don't know. I might have done like 20 or 30 or something, which is pretty good for me. But I think you might have did 50 or something. But sit-ups, I'm pretty good at that because I've gone to the gym a lot and in the past, and my abs are, they're not super strong, but they remember. They're like, yeah, we can do this. I might have done like 60, but when I was done doing the sit-ups, I could feel my root chakra again. And I never used to feel that. So I definitely think that that's because I can feel my energy now. And most people probably can't feel that. But anyways, when I'm in the sweat bath, my other chakras don't vibrate anymore, but my throat chakra still does. So there's still some stuff to be purged out of that. And who knows the upper chakras? I mean, I'm not going to sit under the water, hold my breath for like 25 minutes, because that's how long I try to sit in this water for, 25 minutes. And yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath. That'd probably like give me brain damage or something. Water's so hot. But I go up to my throat. And so I think the heat still impacts all of them, but because it's not fully submerged in the water, it's not going to impact my head as much. But there's definitely like, I'm still like sweating out of my face and my hair and my head and stuff. So anyways, my throat chakra vibrates still. So there's still some gunk in there. Whereas my root chakra, all my other chakras pretty much, I think I've cleared out as far as the major density stuff. That doesn't mean that I don't have anything, like my heart chakra is not open that I'm aware of. So like I probably still maybe hold some resentment. I felt some resentment like a week ago that I thought was gone, but it was still there. Like I remember thinking like a few weeks ago, like, yeah, I don't feel that resentment anymore. That maybe it just went away. Nope, came back like a week later. And so hopefully I work through that. If not, there might be some more work to do there with the resentment. But I'm sure I still have things. It's going to be a lifelong thing. I'm not just working through my stuff. I'm working through my ancestor stuff. And yeah, even I did the soul convergence, which is a kind of a balancing of your masculine and feminine last year. And I just finished this weekend. I took the SES. It's the Sexual Energies course. I don't know what the other S stands for. Oh, Sexual Energies School. Hopefully I don't get flagged for saying sexual on YouTube. That was an amazing program. I recommend anybody to take that course. I think it's by Crimson Circle. Linda and something. Linda Hoppe, Hoppe, and then her husband. Her husband is the channel. He channels Adamus and Tobias, Cthulhu or something. There's a few people. Maybe it's Kazumi. I can't remember the name of the last one, but anyways, really good course. Again, balancing the masculine and feminine energies. So I'm not going to talk about the course. I just recommend it. It's really great. But on the second session, I fell asleep in mid-session. So, I know that they were doing work during the session. I couldn't necessarily feel it. Actually, I think I could. I felt like my abdomen area was felt a cooling feeling around it, which that usually happens when when there's work being done. Like when I do yoga or meditation or something, I'll feel that cooling feeling. And I felt that cooling feeling, I think, a couple times. Anyways, I ended up passing out on the second day and getting like a hour nap in or so. And so there's still some healing from the masculine and feminine that I should do. I was asking the angels for a sign if I should do the soul conversions course again. It was really tough the first time I did it. I can't imagine it being as tough the second time around. But I think, I'm going to continue with this course homework that they gave for the school, and continue doing that and just see how that impacts me. Because that might be all I need. I may not need to do because that just adds another thing to my plate. And I was thinking about taking another course for learning to channel light language. I was drawn to this channel. Shora is her name, or that's her higher self's name. I don't know if that's her channel's name or not. It used to be called the White Walls. But her videos kept showing up in my feed. So I feel like they're telling me, hey, do some work with her. She's good. Or maybe we have a soul contract or something where I'm supposed to work with her in some capacity. But yeah, I feel like something big is going to happen. I guess like I've known this for a while. I don't know what to expect. But I just listened to a video of Shora from the White Walls, and she was saying that it's going to be like a major upgrade. It's not just for me, it's for everybody. Everybody's going to feel it. But I mean, depending on how much work you've done, is like if you've got some trauma still, which most people do, right? Most people haven't done the work are still going to have traumas in their body. Well, I think those are going to become more pronounced. They're going to be amplified, those traumas. And so people are going to start to have mental imbalances and other stuff, so don't be honking your horn at random people on the street. Even if they cut you off, it's not worth them pulling over or pulling out a shotgun and shooting at you because you honked your horn. That's how crazy things are going to get, I think. I mean, I hope not, but I've done the work, so I don't think I'll be attracting any of that stuff. I don't need to lay on the horn for that. If somebody cuts me off, whatever. If I don't get into an accident, no harm, no foul. If I get into an accident, well, just exchange insurance, let the insurance handle it. I don't need to be like, it's not worth my life. It's not even about fear. It's not going to solve anything getting angry at somebody, and Sadhguru actually says that if you're yelling at traffic, if you're one of those people, you're on the verge of like losing it mentally. You don't have a solid mental foundation. And I used to be that person, not even just a few years ago. Screw you, you cut me off, you son of a bitch, whatever. I was that person, but I'm not anymore. Not that I never get upset, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, I think I need to try to come on here more regularly again, see if I can get in the habit of doing daily videos. Yeah, if you like what I had to say, or you have any questions about anything, or any topics that you want me to talk about, I also had posted a short, if anybody was interested in a free reading. I forget, I'd have to check my email for that, but I think it's I think it's Justin's free readings. I'll see if I can find it and put it in the description. Justin's free reading at gmail.com, something like that. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. So if you want a reading, I'll do one for free. for right now, because I'm still new to this and kind of learning my chops. But the last person I did a reading for, it went really well. I feel like spirit is not gonna have people see this that I can't help. And it's funny with the last person that I did the reading with. I tried to approach it from a spiritual perspective, and I was trying to read her energy and all this kind of stuff. I don't think that's how I work. That's not how I operate. I think my life experiences have taught me so much that if you tell me what's going on in your life, and because you're sitting in front of me, there's something that I can help you with, and it's something that is based on what I've done in my past or something that I know that can help you. And so I don't think I'm supposed to help people spiritually. I'm not right now. I'm not a psychic or anything like that. Although, I mean, yeah, I guess I have different clairvoyance and clairs and different things, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just have to trust myself and see what comes in. But if you're interested in the free reading, I think that you were meant to. I was meant to read for you, and so there's not many people that will see this video that will reach out for a free reading if it wasn't meant to be. So, yeah, again, I'll share that link in the description. And otherwise, like the video, subscribe if you like what I had to say. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you another time. Peace.